How you going, everybody? Brother Stefani's here. I'm here today with Paul EC, champion 30k player from Mortalis events, and we're going to be having a test bat rat game. And we've got Matt Lee on the camera here as well. And we're going to be having a test bat rat in Zone Mortalis with Ultramarines and Word Bearers, which is going to be really fantastic. It is a test game, everybody, so we're pretty solid on the rules. It's my first game of ZM. Have you done a ZM before, Paul?
Well, not 2.0.
In 2.0? Yeah, no. So in 2.0, sorry, yeah, good point. In 2.0, it's our first game of Zone Mortalis, but we have played Zone Mortalis in version 1. So what it's actually preluding to is a Battle at Calth campaign which Paul has written. So did you want to tell us a little bit about the campaign, Paul, that we're going to be playing over the next few months?
Sure. So I think in January we decided to kick off a campaign that was called Betrayal at Calth, where the Word Bearers and the World Eaters are facing the Ultramarines. So it's based on the Black Books, which is Black Book number 5. Matt, if you recall, it's which one is it? Anyway, doesn't matter.
It's alright, fine.
So we kind of did a really great mixed match of missions. Because there's 3 phases, lots of missions, and all the PDF that Forge World release also gave us tons of mission to inject into that campaign. So we did 4 missions, like the Traitor's Warehead. And now that the new books and rules have been released, we decided to reboot that campaign.
That's it? Yeah?
Yeah.
Fantastic, thanks for that, Paul. So yeah, without further ado, let's get on with the game and smash some power armor. Let's put the Terminators into the power armor. Alright, awesome guys, let's see in there.
So that's my army. It's about 1,000 points for ZM game. So I got this squad, which is a squad of veteran, and they have extra combi weapons. They have the Vaxilla, the Sergeant's Galley, Artificer Armor, and the Power Fist. And they get 2 special weapons, 2 melter guns as well there. And then I had my Warlord, which was a Delegatus, which is still a little bit in the making. And it's got a tinted weapon, weapon as well. And he jumped into a squad of Cataphracti Terminators. So they all had combi weapon, I had a Vaxilla, and a mix of Power Fist and a Chain Fist. And then your go-to for a ZM game is a squad of breaches. So 10 breaches, the Sergeant as well got Artificer Armor and Power Fist, and they were equipped with 2 special weapons.
So on the Ultramarines, we've got Ventaris here. He's coming with a standard loadout, accompanied by a Apocryphy, and they're going to be attached to this tactical squad here with chain bayonets equipped. Yes, I know everybody, it's 40k models in a 30k game, I get it. It shouldn't be done, but it's just, as I said, this is a test game, so the 5 people on Reddit can get upset. Sorry about that. Okay, next time they're getting painted up. So over here in this squad, we've got the Master of Signals with another tactical squad. Same loadout, chain bayonets, and the Sergeants both have Power Fists as well. They are accompanied by a 10-man squad of unfinished Invictus Cesarum. And that's the Ultramarines. So we're just going to roll first and see who is attacker and defender, because there's no actual missions yet for ZM. There's one of them, but it's just a standard mission. So Paul's going to roll first.
I'll roll yours.
Oh, he's going to roll for me. Yep, cool.
There you go.
Yep. So you're obviously the Word Bearer guy.
Yeah, I am.
So
I'll go first.
So he's going first. There's no seizing or anything, is there?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, I'll try to seize. So I'll do that now. Just try to seize it. So seize up on a 6, I believe. And no, it's a double 1. That dice is not being used anymore. I'm taking that out. So we just rolled off, and Paul is the defender. I'm the attacker. So in the roll off for the match, we've basically got 1 objective in the deployment zone, and then 2 outside of the deployment zone here, and Paul has placed them there. So the defender deploys. Now, also as well, it's important to make note that we double check the rules. So the reserve roles do still apply, so you need to keep your forces in reserve. So Paul has deployed 50% plus on the table here, and he's left his Terminators and Delegatus in reserve. I've deployed my tactical Marines with my Master of Signals, and then my Invictus Cesarum with Apocryphy and Ventaris here. And then because it's the 50%, they're part of the same unit, then they're deployed, and then you've got the tacticals in reserve here like that. So turn 1 word bearers, Paul has moved his word bearers up towards the door, and he has also run at his initiative as well. Now we found out as well that you don't actually need to shoot at the door this turn. That's why he didn't. That's why he ran, because in Zone Mortalis now, each player may choose to elect to open 1 door per turn. So that's great. Turn 1 Ultramarines movement. So basically, all I've done this turn is I just moved up 6 as close as I could, and also just run at my initiative up to those doors. Now, an interesting thing we just found out, as I said before in the other videos, you know, this is our first game actually of Horus Heresy 2.0 Zone Mortalis, or my first game anyway. I think Paul might have played before. But so with the doors, the defender can actually choose 3 doors here, and he can choose to lock them. And if they're locked, it means I have to blow them up. You can see here that we've marked the unlocked doors in black, and the word bearers have locked these doors, so they're actually, I have to blow them up to get through them. And the defender, in this case, the word bearers, can actually change that once per turn. So that's pretty awesome as well. So look, there'll be no shooting for me. There'll be no assault for me. So word bearers, turn 2 movement phase. So the word bearers have come down and they've deep struck there, successfully rolling a direct hit on the scatter dice. We've also moved the breaches, the word bearer breaches over here. Paul's opened the door and they have lines, so they're now sitting nicely on that objective right there. So it will be my turn 2 now for movement. So I'm thinking right now, see, the thing is, there's actually 2 objectives this way. There's 1 objective here. I'm thinking I might have to actually change course, because I was originally going to go that way with things, but now all that it's going to leave me here is a tactical squad to come on. I've got a lot of room to come on, that's not a problem. It's in my deployment zone, right? Yeah. Oh no, because my deployment zone's here. So I can't deploy here, can I? It's a table edge. All right, cool, yeah. So look, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do my reserve roll first. So the tacticals will come in on a 3 up to 4 up on. They automatically come on a turn 4, but it's 3 up. So no, that's a 1 again. It's 3 runs in a row today. So look, that pretty much determines my decision. Because they're not coming on this turn, it means I have absolutely nothing to hold that objective with. So I'm going to need to change tactics a bit here, and I'm going to have to move the boat that direction. And the good thing is though, Paul didn't change the door, so I should just be able to open that one. I don't actually have to hit it. Yeah. So this is going to be a little bit annoying, because there's going to be like a few turns of running, but what can you do, man? Like, it's either that or I lose the game for sure. So yeah. So Ultramarines turn 2 movement. So I just moved and ran up to hit. I opened the door. That's not a problem. So Paul and I were discussing it off camera whether we should just restart the game, because as Paul said, there's going to be a little bit of cat and mouse. But look, I don't think it's too bad, and the reason is because the Ultramarines, they get that +2 to run, which I actually forgot to add, so they're actually going to get further. I only moved them 6. I did run them. No, I did add it. Yeah. So no, I didn't. Because I ran them, but I only did standard movement. I didn't add that bonus from that faction trait, the +2.
That was in the first.
Yeah, but I can't use the same one again. Yeah.
But you can still run.
I ran already. Yeah, I was just thinking that maybe I could get a bit to get closer, but no, you're right. So yes, so the Ultramarine faction trait, you can't use the same one in the next turn, so I can't do that again. So I was hoping I'd be able to get a bit closer. But anyway, so look, we debated about starting it again, but I think we only lost like one turn of movement because no matter what, I would have had to have started here and then get it. So I think it should still be okay. Paul might even move up here, I dare say, later, so we should be able to get some combat in. So turn 3 word bearers. So Paul has moved his word bearers up and then he's ran towards this objective here. He's also come about and he has locked himself in the room over here. So when the tough gets going, the tough hide in the room. So it's all good. So I'd say, look, he's got that objective for this game, which is great. Breaches do have line. So now what we've done here, I just realised I was moving my guys 6 from Horus Heresy version 1, but they actually have movement 7. So I could have actually gotten another inch on the tile set there. But what we decided, Paul actually suggested is, in the interest of sort of speeding the game up, and it is a test game, right? It's a test game, that's the point of it. We actually just pretended that I at first deployed here instead of, and then I just moved them up a little bit more. So effectively, we reduced the turn of movement. So just to get the guys a little bit closer to make it a little bit more interesting. Ultramarines movement turn 3. So now because it's turn 3, I can use their special trait again. So it added 2 to their movement over here, and so I was able to move them up here. They actually moved 9 up. Okay, so it's over there. So it's movement 7 plus another 2. Okay, so now I can also run. However, if I run, I can't shoot. Now, what I have to decide here is I could probably decide to run my Invictus up here, and then I could still Thunderhammer. I could still charge the door, right? If I run. Yep. So that's actually no, I can't. So I might just have to leave him there. But at least we are actually going to get some action going on now because I can actually shoot something with the tacticals over here. All right, fantastic. Classic. So I don't know if this is the word bearers or the Alpha Legion. So what's happened here is basically I've declared a shooting attack and Paul has reacted to it, and what happens, we just have to go through the rules a bit, make sure we got the wording correct, but it actually says that when you declare an attack, he can actually move back. So the word bearers have actually moved back out of line of sight there. Okay, so the Ultramarines are going to come up. I guess next turn they're going to take that objective though, so okay, sure. Fantastic, so that's what's happened there. And we're on turn 4 now, I believe. No assaults. Do you have anyone who wants assault?
Any units you can still see?
Oh yeah, probably. Let's have a look.
I can only move that back.
So I reckon maybe 2 guys I can see. Yeah. So
that's all you need.
Yeah, well it's on camera. We can check it later, but I think 2 guys can definitely see. That's good. In turn 3, because I moved up and Paul reacted to my shooting attack, I actually got 2 shots off here. So I made 2 wounds, Paul saved them with the word bearers. Ultramarines just came in and made a reaction fire to the word bearers. Unfortunately, I did make 2 hits because it's snapshots. The ballistic skill from the Master of Signals doesn't actually affect that because it can only be modified if it specifically says that the modification affects the snapshots. So the ballistic skill +1 doesn't count. So yeah, and Paul saved it. So we're still basically where we are. So that was the movement phase. It's now time for Paul's shooting phase in the turn. And I believe I can still react in that as well. But let's see how we go. Super fantastic. So the word bearers have declared to shoot the Invictus Zarin. And what I've actually done, I've actually invoked the reaction, which is the displace, and I've elected to move at my initiative, and I actually moved forward towards the units. And my logic is because I was already within 12 anyway, which was rapid fire range, so I may as well get closer because it, number 1, brings me closer to the objectives, but number 2, if Paul decides not to move next turn or whatever, or if they're still around, I can actually be closer to charging them as well. So we still have to make attacks here for the shooting, but that was just something really cool that, a bit of a new trick we just found there. So it's awesome. End of the Word Bearer's shooting phase here, and so Paul shot into the Invictus. Now, they saved all their regular saves, but Paul did get a melter shot through. So one guy died there. And we also had a lot of shots coming through with the combi bolters here, rapid firing into the tacticals. And what I decided to do here was I took it all on my sergeant. So because he had Artificer armor, basically it was a 2-up to save. So he died, unfortunately, but so did another guy. But still, from 12 shots, I think the Artificer armor paid for itself. So I believe Paul wants to assault now. So we're going to see what happens. All right, fantastic. So you're not going to do anything with them. You're not charging with them. Or moving back? Oh, you can't move back. It's not moving. Yeah. Okay.
No, I'm gonna stay where I am. Yes.
Yep.
Stay where I am.
So what's happened is the Word Bearers have gone in for a charge. I've reacted to it, and it allowed me to go back D6. I actually wasn't going to do it, but I thought, look, might as well. I only got to retreat back 2. And the Word Bearers, Paul rolled a 5, so he just didn't make it in. And but what it did mean is, even though he failed his charge, he still got to move half of the charge distance. So he moved up there as well. So that's pretty cool. My turn 4 movement, I've moved closer up here towards the Word Bearer veterans. And over here, these guys are not moving. These guys over here have just entered the board, so that's their movement here. So it's worked out all right for me. So we're now going to move into the shooting phase. What we're doing now is Paul is just reacting because in the movement phase. So as he just said, he's going to do you're going to do the melters first, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So, but they're snapshots, so it's 6s.
But these two cannot reactions. These two cannot.
No, they're special Rider Wars.
Me or Liliana.
So you're snap on not full
So you
skill.
can use to attack me
No, because it's so Mortalis, the reactions are different. Yep.
So 6s on these bad boys.
or Liliana.
Ooh.
1 6. Yeah.
Alright, so that. And then all the rest is on 6s as well.
So we attack.
Nice.
And so when
Couple of 6s.
on that
6 is there.
so that
Alright, so these are bolters. I'll keep them in red.
this is on
These are winning on 4s.
Yep.
no, so
This is winning on killing on 2s.
Yeah, so just don't roll a 1.
this is
Okay, so
so when you put that to
so that's
and not
3
hit
bolter
the 90,
wounds and 1 invulnerable.
No worries, cool. So I'll do the invul first. I was going to be like hold the camera so I can roll properly because these are quite important.
when you
So okay, so invul looking for a 5-up on Cesarean.
1, 2, 3.
No, so once Cesarean just dies, it's instant death. And the 4 normals, right? Yep. Just 3. So it's 3 2-ups. Yep. And they're good. No worries. Turn 4 shooting for the Ultramarines. Basically, the Caesarians shot their pistols into the veterans here, killed 1 Marine. That's why they were so cheap. I was wondering why I got so many dudes in a 1,000 points list. It's because I didn't put plasma pistols on them, but that's okay. I'm still debating about the application of plasma anyway in this edition, so yeah. And we had some shooting here from these guys, and they moved back. Paul reacted to it, so they moved back 4. And these guys are now out of line of sight of the Word Bearers, so they obviously cannot see anything. So they can't shoot at anything. So we're now on to turn 5, I believe. Yeah. So what a phase, everybody. So basically, look, what's happened here. My chain bayonet tacticals came in and had a crack at Paul's Word Bearer Terminators. Now, look, I usually would not do that, but I just wanted to test the chain bayonets. And a lot of my guys died. So Paul did kill 5 guys with his Terminators, of course. They're Terminators. But I still am very pleased with the results because it's a 130-man odd tactical unit, which did indeed, I think, kill 2 Terminators on the picture, yeah. Then he reacted so these guys couldn't shoot. We sort of determined that. Over here there was a challenge also. And I believe like they're still locked in combat. The Masters of Signals are still locked in combat there with the Delegatus. Over here though, the Caesarans came in and they pretty much wrecked face on that veteran squad over there.
Yeah, because that's your.
Okay, and they killed all them with their attacks. The combat here though, so there was a challenge issued. And it was Paul lost 1 wound from his sergeant, but the Caesaran fended off his power fist attacks with the 4-up invul from his Azarius shield, or whatever you call it. So wow, that's turn 4 done, and we're going to move on to turn 5 now. Yeah, it's
Only on a 4-up.
oh, only on a 4-up. Okay, right. So we roll. That's a big roll. So that's game.
Yes.
And. So who then you win?
So
Because
yes.
yeah. So
Yeah, this is probably contested.
yeah, that's definitely contested.
These guys are locked
But you
themselves
got
in
it
their
there.
bedrooms.
So word bearers victory. Thank you very much, Paul. And it was an awesome game. And but yeah, still really awesome game. We learnt a lot here. It was a test game. Yeah, really good. I think I got out of it what I wanted to get out of, which was chesting the Caesaran. I think I like them. Also the bayonets and stuff. And I also learnt too about the new rule for the word bearers, which is basically that they actually are never below 6 on their leadership now, as opposed to being completely immune to leadership from what they were. Alright everybody, thanks for watching. If you like the bat rep, like and subscribe to the channel. Also share it. Also look, if you have any suggestions or whatever, as I said, this was a test game, so you know, if you want to see like more dice rolls, or there's anything, or if you've seen that we got any rules wrong, please let us know in the comments down below, so we can improve them for next time. Alright, Brother Stevanius, and thank you so much, Paul EC, for the awesome game and the awesome painted army, and we'll see you in the next video.